record. Recording in progress. Hi, welcome everybody. There are, hello Jan, 15 Collabbies participating in Career Lab. And so the point of this meeting is just to walk you through what the process looks like and what all you'll be doing and the resources available to you to kind of organize your career labbing. So I will walk you through that. Does anybody have any questions before we start? Probably some of them will be answered during this, but if you have any burning questions that must be answered immediately, here for you. No? All right. Last thing, let me turn off the broiler like a good human. Okay, let's do it. Let me share my screen. And this one, share. Okay, great. So Career Lab, welcome, yay. This is, I don't know, Andrew, the third or fourth time we're doing Career Lab?
At least the fourth time, yeah.
Okay, it's relatively new compared to the rest of Collab Lab. So there's so much that can be refined. And I think one of the hardest parts about Career Lab for me is there's so much that I want to do. Like there's so many amazing things we can do to prepare you. That's tea, that's not water, buddy. There's so many things we can do. There's so many great resources we can tap. But I have to keep it within that 5-hour commitment that you all have known from Collab Lab. So do know that I know that there's so much more we could be doing that we're not, and I want to do those things for you. So let me know what you think is the best, if there's anything you think wasn't super valuable for you so that I can continue refining it and really bringing in the stuff that's gonna help you land the job. Okay, so what is Career Lab? It's a 2-week optional extension on your Collab Lab experience where we figure out how to do well in the interview, basically, figure out how to land the job. And so over the last 8 weeks, you spent a lot of time collaborating with software developers on a team in a remote environment using agile methodologies, all of these really amazing things that look excellent in an interview. So this 2 weeks is really learning how to talk about those and really learning how to showcase those, because essentially it's a software developer job that you've been doing on a team. And so all of the experiences somebody who's already had like a first software development job would have, you have those too. So let's position them like that so that you can get an awesome job. Andrew, do you have any thoughts?
No, that's exactly right. It's I know some of you, I mean, I know like Andrea already had the job. It's cool to see you here because it's one of those things you can always use more practice at. Even if you have a lot of interview experience and things, there's sort of ways of talking about this stuff in a tech kind of environment that you can always get better at. So I think it's really worthwhile. It's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something too that even me now, every time we go through Career Lab, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do so much brushing up. I need to fix my LinkedIn. I need to do all these things. So like Andrea, you have already landed the job. Keep it up, because before you know, you'll blink and it'll be 10 years later and you've never updated your LinkedIn and you're like, shoot, I got to do it all this weekend. So keep up on it. Anyway, so for this 2-week experience, again, like Collab Lab, I intend to keep it within that 5-hour commitment time frame. So keep your finger on the pulse. If it feels like it's too much, or if you blew through it and went really fast, let me know those things so I can recalibrate and really fill this with as much information as reasonable. Oh, that's a hard one. For 2 weeks. Okay, so let me send you this link in chat. I guess step 1, find the chat. Aha, here it is. Okay, so if you go to this link, what you'll see is a repo just for Career Lab. This is brand new. I'm just trying this for the first time. So it used to be in Notion and that was very hard. So you can navigate to this if you don't have the link by going to the Collab Labs GitHub organization as you do with your own team's repos. And then you can find the fall 2021 Career Lab repo. And basically what this is just a bunch of markdown files with information about the sessions you'll be doing and about the work that you'll be doing during Career Lab. So if you look at the main page, the README here, you'll see an overview of what the 2 weeks will look like. And so this table includes the dates or date range for the thing that you're doing. So some of the things are a synchronous session, right? There's a date and time for this meeting we're on now. But other things will be like work on your LinkedIn profile, right? Which you could do over 5 days or so. So those will have a date range. The starting date being when we recommend you start on it, and the end date when it needs to be done by. So there's a date column, there's a type column. So if you see sync in this column, that means it's a synchronous meeting that we will get on, and all of the meetings will be recorded in case this is outside of your time zone or you have other commitments. But I do totally encourage you to come to, because you can ask questions and you can really start getting the information you need rather than just the stuff we said. So ask hard questions. We want to record those for everybody. If you see async, it's again something you can work on your own whenever is convenient for you. And then under the session, you'll see a page for each of these things, and we'll just run through those really quickly today so you can see kind of what they're all about. But just know this is kind of like, if you're like, oh, when is this happening or where am I at in the process, this is going to be your best friend here. So before I go into each of these, I also want to show you that we are also trying out something new here. This is GitHub's new beta projects. So they're still in beta. It still doesn't have some features that I wish it had, but it looked really cool and I wanted to try it. So I wanted to give you all kind of a list of tasks that you'll have to do during Career Lab. I want to say Collab Lab almost every time I say that. So for each of you should have your own tab here. So I'll go to Jordan's, for example. Oh shoot, no, it unfilters them. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, okay, well, these used to be filtered. I guess it doesn't save them. Oh no, my plan, it's crumbling. Yeah. Okay, well, each of you have a tab. And if you go to your tab, so here's Jennifer Toops, for example. You can go to, what was it?
Search or filter.
I think, yeah, I think you can do it here too. Filter by assignee, Jennifer. And to be honest, I don't know how many times you're going to have to refilter it because I thought that it would stay, but it didn't. So when you filter these, they're just a task. They link to a GitHub issue and you can update, let me get your faces out of the way, the status of them to in progress or done, depending on where you are in the process. So when you're working on your LinkedIn profile review and feedback, once you've gotten review from your mentor, you can mark this as done. When you've sent your take-home assignment to your mentor, you can mark that as done, completed your technical interview, completed job fit interview. And if you paired up with somebody to take home to work on the take-home assignment, you can mark those off. If a mentor is on that task with you, you will likely see them assigned to the issue as well so that they can see what they're responsible for. If you don't see a mentor on it, but there should be a mentor, it's because I'm still waiting for that mentor to give me their GitHub profile so I can add them. So this is all brand new. Try to use it. If it's not useful for you, just let me know. I'm just testing it out. In the past, people just kind of kept track mostly on their own, and that seemed to have worked fine. But I wanted to try and be more organized. So that exists. Did we send the link?
It's pretty cool.
It's so cool. I love it. It's just like, if it doesn't stay filtered, that's annoying. Yeah. I like this board view. So you can change it to a board view and drag things like you've been doing in your Collab Lab projects. Okay, so let's get into the meeting.
Ask one thing. So I think the dates are pretty important here too, because there are things that build on things that have already happened. So, you know, I mean, mentors reviewing your LinkedIn profiles, you know, you need to have done the what to include on your LinkedIn profile task asynchronously before the mentors can do that. So I know there's some overlap in dates, like that what to include session goes until December 3rd, but you know, mentors could start reviewing as early as December 1st. And that's kind of up to you. If you get it done early enough, you can get it to them early. And I don't know if Stacey, you were going to say this, but it's kind of on you as the Collabby to sort of be pushing this information to the mentors. The mentors have several people that they're working with. So, you know, if you're ready for them to look at your profile, you know, send them a DM, like, you know, send them the link and everything, and just like get that started. Be proactive.
Yeah, I love that. I really want to lean on that too. Yeah, our mentors are working with several Collabbies, so they've got a lot to keep in their mind. So if you can be responsible for reaching out to them to schedule things, please do. So what I would recommend is, if you're paired up with a mentor in any of these, reach out to them today or tomorrow and just get things in the books, like, because you'll have to schedule mock interviews with them. Just get it in the books so that it's just done and you all know what your next couple of weeks will look like. But again, that'll be the Collabby's responsibility to reach out to the mentor to make sure everything's going as planned. And if you have questions about things, if you're not quite sure what to do or when to do it, please be very, very loud in Slack. We'll just use the cohort channel, cohort fall 2021. I'll be there for you. Ask the questions, especially since this is like a new format. There could be something that I've just missed completely. Okay, so Career Lab orientation, that's today. Hi, welcome. There's not a whole lot to see here. There's a little more information that I've already told you. Let's not look at that anymore. Okay, the next thing you'll do, the very next thing all of you will do, because this goes in chronological order, is this what to include on your profile async session. And so what that is that one of our career professionals, Crystal, put together this really fantastic kind of lesson on how to make your LinkedIn profile really shine. If you need the Spanish version of it, the Spanish translation of all these videos is right here. But basically it's broken up into a few parts where she helps you refine all the different pieces of your LinkedIn. And then once you get done with this, you can send it to the mentor for review, and we will go over that in just a sec. So very next thing you want to do is kick that off. Then we're going to have a story on, or a session on how to tell your story. I don't think there's anything on here because it's just a synchronous session. Zoom, get out of the way. But it'll be run by Lisa Smith, who is really fantastic. She's an engineering manager at Netflix that we've worked with in the past. She's also a director of Girls Who Code. So she's really fantastic. Come get to know her, learn how to tell your story. She also does a really great little kind of mini workshop in there about just learning how to tell your story a little bit more, learning how to refine telling your story. Anyway, tell your story. That's what we're going to be doing. Okay, after that, how to tell your story, we'll have a LinkedIn profile Q&A. So as you're going through what to include on your LinkedIn profile, you might have questions creep up, like, how can I position this best? Should I put this here? Should I put this here? Should I, like weird things that are unique to your LinkedIn refinement. So come ask questions there, or just come and listen and share your thoughts about things too. If you approached something in a different way that you think might be really, wonderful, come tell your friends about it. So that'll be a synchronous session on Wednesday. Then the next thing will be mentors reviewing your LinkedIn profile. So in this one here, you've refined your LinkedIn, you figured out what to include and you polished it up. And then you came and asked questions in case there were any lingering things that you were curious about. And then you send it to your mentor for review. And if you look at this page, you'll see that you're paired up with a mentor here. So this is the person that you'll come and send your LinkedIn profile to. So just shoot them a DM. Hey, this is, Stacy, I'm paired up with you for LinkedIn review. So here's my LinkedIn profile. Can't wait for your feedback or whatever. That's your job, send it to them. Also, some of you might be sending your LinkedIn profile to the person who will be doing the job fit interview. So they'll kind of get more familiar with you so that they can ask you great questions during that interview. Okay, so that is an async thing. Mentors will asynchronously review your profile. Then we have this incredible session on navigating finances during a career change. If show up to it, it's so good. It's so good. Money is so important. Money is good. Let's learn how to get more and do it right and advocate for ourselves, basically. So show up to that, even if you're not trying to get a job or anything. It's very important information. That's a synchronous session on Thursday afternoon Pacific. Again, all of these will be recorded if you missed them and want to go back to watch. Then this is week 2. So week 1, oh, Andrew usually says this and I missed it. This is like week 1 is all about preparing yourself for the interview, getting noticed and getting the interview. And week 2 is all about actually doing the interview. So enter week 2 here. I love that format, by the way. Enter week 2, we're going to start actually practicing interviews. So the very first thing you'll do is on Saturday, you'll start completing your take-home assignment. We also have a lot of sessions on Saturday. I'm going to do this a little out of order. I should rearrange these. On Saturday, we'll have intro to the take-home assignment. This is really important because it's going to walk you through the take-home assignment that you'll be doing for Career Lab, that you'll be using for your technical mock interview. So all of you will do a take-home assignment, much like you would in an actual interview process. And then we'll use that take-home assignment in a technical mock interview at Career Lab with a mentor. So it's super important. So we'll have this synchronous session where Caitlin, one of our collabbies, will walk us through that, that assignment and how you might approach that. And each of you have pairs here. One has 3 because there's an odd number that you can get together with to start on that project, to kind of talk through different approaches to it. You will all individually need your own. Oh, almost knocked my coffee over. You'll all individually need your own assignment, your own fork of this, but pair up together to talk through how you might approach it, any ideas you might having, much like you've been doing in Collab Lab all along. So you can come get some advice on how to start that and pair up and start crushing it. Then this is the page on how to complete the take-home assignment. It basically just links you to the take-home assignment, which is on GitHub here. And there's a really good README on how to get your own version of that project so that you can turn it into your mentor. But Caitlin will go over this in much deeper detail during her intro to the take-home assignment session. Okay, Saturday is so full, am I right? Another thing that's happening Saturday is how to rock the technical interview. This is a really important session. These notes aren't refined yet, so don't look at these. They're very old. I mean, you can, but they're not gonna make much sense. But it's gonna be by our buddy Chris Dobich, who's really incredible. Come learn from him how you can really shine during a technical interview, which are, in my opinion, the scariest ones of all of the interviews. And they shouldn't be. If we can like really nail down some approaches to doing those, I think it can alleviate a lot of the pressure. Okay, another thing that you can do, and this is optional. I made this optional because I was kind of doing calculations and I was like, seems like we're really bloating the second week more than the 5 hours that we would expect. But I totally encourage you to do some pair interview practice with a fellow collabie. It can be somebody that you've worked with in the past, it can be somebody new, whoever you're comfortable pairing up with. Schedule a meeting and go over some of these interview questions. So we have job fit interview questions and technical interview questions. And these are the questions that are going to be used on the mock interviews. So the mentors during the mock interviews will likely pull questions from these pools to ask you. So it's good just to have some answers to these refined. And one thing that I've found with interviewing is if you can go through and refine an answer for each of these, they could ask you any question at all and you're going to have an answer. You're going to be able to mold one of your responses to these questions into the question that they're asking you. So definitely take time to prepare, gather some stories and experiences in your head of things you've done in the past so that you can kind of twist those into responding to whatever they might ask you. So
Stacey?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are these questions translated into Spanish yet?
I don't think so. That's a really great thing. I will see if somebody can do that today. That's excellent.
Cool.
Another note for all of our Latin American friends watching, I coordinated with you briefly about whether you wanted to do different sessions in English or Spanish. You all were paired up with a bilingual mentor. So if last minute you decide you don't want to do it in English, 1 second, buddy, you can just ask them to do it in Spanish instead. So you have options there. You're not going to be like forced to do it in English if you just last minute are like, I can't. So you should be taken care of. But yeah, let's get those translated for sure. Okay, so that's Saturday. We are going to do the take-home assignment. You're going to learn how to rock the technical interview. And then in the second week, what you'll be doing is interviewing. So you'll have your technical mock interview, you'll have your job fit mock interview, and you can watch mentors interview each other as well. So if you go to the technical mock interview, you'll see some instructions here about how to prepare. So you'll need to do your take-home assignment like we talked about and send it to your mentor. And you'll find the people that you're paired up with here. So like I said today, go ahead and get these scheduled, start coordinating. Go in here, find your mentor, reach out to them on Slack and just get something in the books. Here's your technical interview mentors and some details on exactly how that will go. 20 minutes reviewing the assignment, 10 minutes asking questions, and then there will be time for feedback as well. Then if you go into the job fit mock interview, you can find your mentor pairing there for your job fit, because that will likely be a different person. There are, much like we all have different skills, our mentors have different skills too. Some of them are really technical and wanted to do technical interviewing, and some, the job fit interview was something that was more in their wheelhouse. So You get to meet a couple different mentors, which is really exciting. Meet as many mentors as you can. Okay, and then one of my favorite sessions, watch our mentors interview each other. So this one, which I just downloaded, is just a synchronous session where you can come, and Andrew is going to do a job fit interview on me. I'll be the interviewee. And April is going to interview Lewis using the same take-home assignment you did. So you can come kind of see how we might answer some of those questions. And I did this last time, and I'm going to try and do it again this time, where instead of doing a job fit interview from my place in life where I am in my career, I try and jump back in time to when I was doing a career switch, so you can kind of see how a career changer might do that. What, buddy?
She said the TV was over for a long time.
Okay, Benny's turn to pick. Okay, anyway, so that's it. That's the 2 weeks.
Can I ask, the watch our mentors interview each other is after? Oh no, it's in the middle of when they might be interviewing.
Move it up. So yeah, just like Andrew said, these ones, okay, let me walk through the dates a little bit here. Starting on Saturday, which again, the second week is when we really jump into the interview. You need to complete the take-home assignment before your technical mock interview. That could be whenever you schedule it for. Same with the pair interview practice. What, Ben?
I don't know what room we're at.
Oh, I'm sorry, go find it. Okay, well, you just have to wait then. Anyway, I feel like my clock is ticking. Okay, and then the technical mock interviews, again, could be anytime in that second week. Job fit mock interviews anytime in that second week. And then you can watch your mentors interview each other on Thursday. On Sunday, we'll get together for a little graduation. And it's just to talk about how things went, what things you might be excited about coming up, what's next for you, and also to get some feedback on how things went. So come if you have thoughts you want to share about things that went really well and things that maybe didn't go so well. That would be a good time to share those things too. Can't wait to hear from you. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna stop my screen share so I can see y'all's faces. I'm gonna try and be really loud in Slack, reminding you of what's coming up next, what you should be working on. And I'll be in there answering any questions you might have. But the very, very, very next thing that you'll wanna do is start working on the LinkedIn session, which you can find in that README, and to reach out to all of the mentors that you'll be pairing with to schedule things. So your job fit interview and your technical interview will each have a mentor that you want to coordinate with. Questions. Okay.
I have a
Oh,
question.
go ahead.
I was seeing the schedule, and the most of the reunions or meetings are in my I don't know how to say that, in my time to work.
Okay.
And so I don't know how can I watch the recording to
No worries.
don't be
I
lost.
will post them all in 2 places. I will post them in the README and GitHub. On each of those pages, I'll post the recording on YouTube, and I'll also post it in Slack. So for each session, I'll post a Slack thread that's like, watch your mentors interview each other starting now. And then in that thread later in the day, I'll post the recording. So they'll all be there for you. Anything else? Any other questions?
I'm glad she asked that question. I was kind of wondering how I was going to do that too.
Cool. Yeah, it's especially because Career Lab is everybody in the entire cohorts. We have people in Europe and Africa and the West Coast of the Americas. And so it's really hard to find times that sort of align with everybody. So everything will be recorded. Again, like, you're encouraged to come if you can, but but I totally understand if you can't. No worries. We'll make sure you have everything you need. Any other questions? It's okay if you don't right now. You might have questions coming up, and that is totally expected. So just be really loud about them because somebody else probably has those questions too. Andrea, do you have something else?
Yeah. So as you were going through this, you can hear me okay, can't you?
Yeah.
I hope. Okay.
I can mute because I'm sure you can hear my kids yelling.
Something feels strange with my AirPods. As you were going through the dates here, I saw you pointing to Sunday a couple of times and saying it was happening on Saturday. I thought you were saying that there were 4 things there happening on Saturday, which is my son's birthday. Are they all? Are they all happening on Saturday, or is it Saturday and Sunday?
So there are 2 of them that are synchronous sessions on Saturday happening. So 2 meetings in the afternoon. The other 2 things are just synchronous. So it's just 2 1-hour meetings happening on Saturday. The rest are things that just kind of start asynchronously on the weekend.
Okay, which are the 2 synchronous ones that are happening on Saturday?
Good question. It looks like the how to rock the technical, oh shoot.
Oh.
Okay, yes, this makes sense. I see why you're asking that.
Okay.
The how to rock the technical interview and the intro to the take-home assignment. Here, let me
Okay.
share my screen again real quick because I see why this is confusing. So there's the column right of the type, and start on Saturday, there's a couple things. There's 3 things that say synchronous, because if you want to do pair interview practice, you know, it's synchronous, obviously, but it's kind of a date range that could be whenever. These 2 sessions are the ones that are synchronous meetings on Sunday. I'm sorry that I was saying Saturday. Yes. And this one also starts on Saturday, but is a time range, a date range. So just these 2.
Would it be helpful to maybe put like Saturday, December 4th through December 6th or something, or for those
Yeah, that could be
2
good.
on Saturday?
So these ones are kind of any time, like not
Yeah.
necessarily just on the weekend.
Yeah, like the complete your take-home assignment is basically just has to be done before you do your interview.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the date range is a little bit
Yeah.
fuzzy there.
Yeah, I totally get where that confusion came from though. But yes, sorry. Sunday, Madam Babe's birthday, Sunday. Other thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Yeah. Okay. Like I said before, totally here for you. With any questions you might have, just shoot them in the cohort channel because somebody else is probably thinking the exact same thing. And I am really dedicated to making Career Lab even better for our future friends. So if you see things that don't make sense or are confusing, please let me know so that we can keep making it even greater.
One more question?
Sure, yeah.
So on next Sunday, a week from today, is intro to the take-home assignment. Is it a bad idea to start it before then? Because
No.
it looks like the instructions are pretty thorough.
Yeah, you can totally start it whenever you want.
Okay.
If you have time to start it now, that's totally fine. The
Okay.
intro is, yeah, just walking through how you might approach that, like how you might get a take-home assignment during an actual interview process and some different methods to approaching those take-home assignments. So if you want to get it started, yeah, the instructions for pulling it down are pretty easy to follow. And there are, I think it should be laid out in a way that you can work on very autonomously. So go for it.
Okay, thanks.
So like with so many things that we do here, like this is an opportunity for you to just practice saying these things that you maybe haven't said before. And you know, kind of a more of a low pressure kind of environment. So you know, throw yourselves into it, you know, like practice, like, you know, if I'm trying to say something in an interview in a certain way, you know, if it doesn't work out, the stakes are low here. So you know, you have a bunch of great people that are volunteering their time to and their experience to help you kind of get better at getting those jobs. And I don't know, it'll be fun. Be a great 2 weeks.
Yes, I love that. It's, yeah, the stakes are low, make mistakes, it's okay. One thing that I totally recommend you all do as soon as possible, again, is just go through job interview questions and really think through your experience at Collab Lab and find experiences at Collab Lab that you can talk about. So maybe you struggle with communication with the Collabie at one point? How did you resolve that situation? Was a specific ticket particularly hard? Why was it hard and what did you do to solve it? What would you do better next time? Think through those kinds of things, because again, if you have 5 or 6 really solid stories to pull from in your mind palace, then when you get into those interviews, it can be a lot of weight off because you have the things you're going to say. You don't feel like you're winging it because you've practiced those stories. And this is a really great place to say those things. Okay, I won't keep you all any longer. If you have questions, be loud. I'm really excited about the next 2 weeks. It's my favorite part of Collab Lab. and let's do the thing. Good? All right. It was a pleasure to see you all. Good luck. Let me know if I can help you, okay? Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Nice job,
Jen.
Stacy.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Stacy.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.